Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. Greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth in this beautiful divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from dimension number 5. We are in the 5th dimension, the Aquarian age, the whatever golden age that you choose to call it. We are here. If you're just getting in, take a look around, take a deep breath, and breathe in that green heart energy, heart chakra vibrancy. As usual, I bring you the news to infuse if you so choose to infuse with this light, with this cosmic news. And if not, you can always refuse, but be prepared to be fried and on the grid. All right, so happy whatever day this is for you. I'm just excited because I'm going to talk to you about the retrograde month. I've been wanting to do this since before the month hit, but a lot has been coming up, and it's just the informations are coming in. The information is coming in so quickly, and other things are coming up, like we had the hurricane in Jamaica and so forth. So I finally get to retrograde month, and we are in the final Decan of retrograde month, Scorpio month, Sekmet month, elimination month, all that and so much more. Retrograde. So there's so much going on with all these retrogrades. Why I call it retrograde month, let me just jump right into it. But before I do, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare, leave any emojis if you don't have a phrase or words to say, so we can get the algorithms going to get it to where it needs to go to, and to push beyond the shadow banning or whatever it is that's going on. So to keep it rolling, to keep the information coming to you at a 5D corner near you. Choo, choo, choo. So with that, is there any other news? Yes, updates. Thank you for the donations. We are almost at our first goal for raising the funds. Continue to pour in for the donations for the Jamaica Trust, I like to call it. Not really so much of a relief. There's another word I'm going to find for it, but we can say relief for now. But for the bill, we're just about $200 short of the first goal. So whatever it is that you can give, the description will be in the link. Please go ahead and send in whatever donations, nothing too big, nothing too small, and we'll be able to make that goal to getting someone their supplies for covering their shelter, getting them the plywood and the tools and the zinc and whatever it is that they need, and continue on doing more. And also let me know, you can email me if you want to adopt a family. That is the next step that we're taking, and I'll give you more information on that because I want to dive into this retrograde. With that, let's talk about retrograde. First and foremost, what people understand to be retrograde. I want to clarify that because a lot of us is like, a lot of people I hear, I shouldn't say us because I'm beyond that now, but we would think, oh, retrograde, what's going to happen? Mercury retrograde. Everybody's scared of Mercury retrograde because communication and travel and things kind of go haywire with that. Retrogrades are an opportunity for course correction. It is a chance to recourse your course. It is a chance to go back and look at it, to respect, to re-look at what you may have missed. It gives you the opportunity, and though it may feel like doomsday for some people, it's really depending on how it depends on your level of resistance and how you choose to hold on to certain old ideas when the old world is collapsing and timelines are collapsing, and it's literally being blasted from us. If you can think about it, the image I'm getting is like with Wolverine when he was trying to save, I forgot which X-Men it was, but when he was trying to save Jean, and she was just unbelievably like just blasting her fumes, her fiery fumes of energy, and hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That's what I'm hearing. And that's what the retrograde energy is like. So, and he's just constantly trying to get to her. He's the only one that can do it because he bounces back that quick. So, and that's what it's like for a lot of us light warriors. If you could think about that, we're like Wolverine in that, complex. And we're being blasted. It's like it's really blasting away our flesh, so to speak. Just like Wolverine, it was blasting away his flesh. Blasting away the things in your carnal mind, in your fleshly mind, that you still want to hold on to, in your human design, without insight of your higher souls or spiritual incline. So the retrogrades give us an opportunity to recourse ourselves. So it's going to bring in what we need, according to our level of what we know, what we want, and also what we're holding on to. So that kind of determines how you navigate through the storm, or how you weather the storm of retrograde. And so with this retrograde month, why I call it that, I've been saying this for months, since maybe about summertime. I kept saying, look out for retrograde month, wait till November. And it's not really so much November, but that's what the major collective consciousness knows it as. For those of you who have the 5D calendar, it's the month of Scorpio, or the Sekmet month, which is the month of Scorpio. And I'll break down these months a little bit differently when we go more into the calendars. This retrograde month is because we have about 5 to 6 planets in retrograde. It was 5 and it just went into 6. It was 4 when we just got into Scorpio. I believe it was 4, but then Pluto went direct. It was 5 and Pluto went direct. So then it was 4, and then Mercury and then Jupiter jumped in on the action from, I believe, November 9th was Mercury, and November 11th was Jupiter, somewhere around that time. So we have Saturn, we have Neptune, we have Jupiter, we have Chiron, we have Mercury, we have Jupiter. Those are the 6 planets that are currently in retrograde in this month. So that's why I was calling it ahead of time. We got retrograde month coming up, and it's in the month of Scorpio, meaning Scorpio is the house of the environment and the house of death to rebirth. So this is that elimination month. Usually I would call November the month of elimination. So there's all these components, and I got so much downloads and information that I want to share with you about it. And I want us to really focus on why we're having these retrogrades, also with the understanding of the cosmic messenger. It is so divinely orchestrated with where the cosmic messenger is moving through at this time. There's a lot happening in our minds, individually, in our souls, perspective, collectively, in the consciousness, globally, in humanity, and in the earth. The earth is really feeling the retrograde energy. The celestials are coming together. It's leading the way. It gives directions, as it always does. So let's go into some of the details of this retrograde month. It's so juicy to me. I like it. A lot of people don't, because it's like, what is all this coming up? But when we look at it, when you change your perspective and look at it for what it is, it's that opportunity to allow you to unfold. It's that opportunity to allow you to have that 11:11 enlightenment, which means there's going to be some destruction, some devastation. And those who have what it takes, those Wolverines out there that can continue to move through the blast over and over again, to alchemize, to look deep into yourself, to say, oh, thank you, devastation, because without this, I would not be enlightened. I would not be able to see the light that is beyond. So let's look more into, I'm going to go into the information as it was highlighted to me. So this retrograde month, in the month of Scorpio, is actually an elimination month, ideal for facing shadows. That's the part I want to get into. Facing shadows for a number of reasons, whatever those reasons are for you. It is also extremely potent, as Black Moon Lilith has been patiently waiting and incubating while sitting in Scorpio for the past several months, right? And she has almost reached her full gestation, as she spends 9 months She spends 9 months in each house. So she is spending 9 months in Scorpio. She's already been juicing it up for us. She's already been here having us work with the shadows, because Black Moon Lilith is just that. And I'm going to have to do a whole nother video with Black Moon Lilith so we can go through what she's been doing for these 9 months. What have we been seeing? What are the shadows that's been coming up that she's been highlighting for us at particular points? I've been talking about Black Moon Lilith since about May. That's when I saw strong effects that she had around the full moon. I believe it was around the full moon in Scorpio at that time. And she was in Scorpio, so it was highlighting that as well. So it's Scorpio being that house or that gate of deep emotions, deep emotions that brings death to rebirth transformations. The energetic environment is already ripe. It's already ripe for the process of elimination during a retrograde amplification. So it's amplifying this for us. With multiple planets in retrograde, it's giving us a retrospective view through the challenges that are giving us an opportunity to return to completion of what we are to manifest through our lessons. So if we really understand what the retrograde is giving, hey squirrels, it's giving us that opportunity through retrospect. Retrograde, retrospect. We get to look back. We get to look at where and if you look at those individual planets, look how far back they're going into retrograde. That's how far back they're taking us, giving you the opportunity to get those steps that you may have missed. Right? So giving us that opportunity to have a return to completion of what we are manifesting, what we've already manifested, all through our lessons. Being able to see, not just good when I say manifest, but be able to see what we've brought forth through all of our lessons, how we have been showing up, right? We are actually being given the opportunity to retrace, review, and retrieve our true identity while facing our shadows with the exposure to the light. So we're being able to go back, and I say those 3 steps. Those are actually 3 steps in my processing emotions course. That the first step is identity, and within that identity, within us gaining true identity, we must retrace, review, and retrieve what this true identity is. And that's what this month is giving us a chance to do, and the retrogrades are giving us a chance to recourse and see what it really is. Not what we've been telling ourselves, not the ego's narrative. The ego is naturally wired to protect. I get it. And this is why we gotta, go through the steps of processing our emotions to humbleize the ego, to say, okay, I get it, but now I need the true reason. I need the true instructions, and that's what we're going to get through true identification of what's really happening, by allowing us to face our shadows. So not being afraid of the shadows, right? So there are so many components that activates this retrograde this month. There's so many, and faithfully I can get through them. This is why I have to do a 2-part, because to get even deeper into the retrogrades, that's going to take some more time. So with these components, the first is the awareness that Scorpio is the month of Sekmet. It's a Sekmet month because Sekmet also brings that destruction. Scorpio, this is why people are like, ooh, Scorpio, scary. Not really. It's highlighting the truth. It's scary because a lot of people are afraid of the truth that sets them free. Personal power. This is why Pluto rules Scorpio. In order to get that personal power, you need that kind of death to rebirth, transformation, revelation. And so Scorpio month is that Sekmet month, in which Sekmet is the energy of destruction. So this destruction is helping to bring us the reality that we need to see, the truth of what is there. So it's the destruction and the distraction that prepares us. Destruction that prepares us, not distraction. Things can be a distraction, but it's really destruction that prepares us for enlightenment, such as the 1111 portal that we had in this month. There can be no enlightenment of new. There's no enlightenment of anything new without the destruction of the old. And so when we grasp this concept, we begin to embrace the destruction, the quote unquote destruction. We embrace the deep seated shadows, the things that we're here to face, to unearth, to bring to the surface. All right, so there's no new without destruction of the old, hence the death to rebirth type of transformation. The second major component is Black Moon Lilith, ta-da, which brings awareness of our shadows. And as she sits in the energy of Scorpio Sekmet for 9 months, as I mentioned, she amplifies the empowerment through shadow work in an environment where deep emotion triggers the chaos that activates the destructions that leads to personal liberation. So we need her energy. A lot of people are also afraid of Black Moon Lilith, but this is why Black Moon Lilith, this is her home. Scorpio is usually seen as her home. This is where she's comfortable because she gets to bring the shadows to the forefront. And Scorpio is like, hey, what's up? This is what we do. You know, this is death to rebirth transformation. So what better way than to face those shadows? So that shadow work is also allowing us to have that liberation. True liberation is true revelation. Right? So she is particularly amplified as the sun in Scorpio and Sekmet brings it to the surface of our outer world. This Scorpio month is because the sun, I like to do this because it's really the earth. The sun doesn't move, the earth does, but it's the earth through a solar perspective. So the sun is in Scorpio, and the sun is our outer world. So it brings everything to the outer world. Everything that Black Moon Lilith has been working on, has been bringing the shadows to and through. When the sun gets in Scorpio, when we're in the month of Scorpio, it's amplified. The sun gives it the fire, it brings it to the forefront, and it lights up those shadows. It casts the light, it shines the light so that it can cast the shadows and you can see them. So it's not always comfortable because a lot of times these are things we don't want to see, or we thought we dealt with, or we've buried, or things like that. And it's the shadows that have to be dealt with for us to move forward. The universe is very intelligent. Your energy is very intelligent, so it knows what to bring forth through you and in you for you to work through. So it brings it to the outer world, while the retrograde intensifies and magnifies it. It magnifies her. The retrogrades, all those planets in retrograde, that is also allowing us to dial back and recourse, is intensifying and magnifying her provocative nature in revolutionary rebellion, because that's what Black Moon Lilith is. She comes with this rebellion. She says, we're not doing this anymore. So for a lot of you who've been feeling like, why am I so agitated? Or, especially if you've been wanting to eat a lot of crunchy things. I'm speaking to my people in the detox. We know what that's about, right? Agitation, frustration. And because you're at a zero tolerance, Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, as she's working through your shadows, is also rebelling against the status quo. She's rebelling against the patriarchal rules that have been there thus far. And she is teaming up with that Sekmet energy. High five to the Sekmet energy of destruction. The Sekmet is like destroy it all. And teaming up with even that Kali Ma energy of off with their heads to the misappropriated ego, right? Not to be misconstrued with just, killing men. It's really not about men as much as it is about the misappropriated masculine energy. And that is what is wanting to hold on to a vice grip, to certain vices that we have with a grip. So, and that means concepts, right? Not just addictions, concepts, everything. We're being blasted with the frequencies to force. I don't want to say force, because the divine never imposes, but it is what you are calling for in your higher self. And so because you're calling for that in your higher self, the energies are coming to enforce that very gently, if you can see it that way. It's a gentle nudge, but at the same time, what's gentle to the universe is like a blast, you know, to some people who are not quite ready to let things go and not understanding why they're going through the devastations that they're going through, including those in the hurricane in Jamaica. This message goes out to you as well. So if you find yourself looking at why is this devastation and destruction, you know, upon me, it is something that is really like this energy. Look when it happened in the month of Scorpio, in about the first decan of Scorpio, which was around the last week of October. So it was really bringing the awareness too. And then for the past week and a half, it's been the transition phase where everyone is peeling back the layers and seeing what's really there and what's not, what's true and what's not, right? And facing their shadows if they will, right? Facing how you've been as a people. And, you know, I could go into that in a whole different video because there is more to say on that, and I want to focus on the retrograde. So as Lilith sits in Scorpio, she is in a constant square with Pluto, because Pluto is in Aquarius, and Aquarius is squared with Scorpio, and they're both fixed signs. So Pluto, the planet of revelation through death and rebirth transformation, rules Scorpio as it sits in Aquarius, which Uranus rules as it is the planet of revolution, meaning Uranus is the planet of revolution. So let me just slow down and break that down a little bit more in case I went too fast for those who are like, wait, what? Pluto is that planet of revelation, and it's always through a death and rebirth, you know, transformation. And Pluto rules Scorpio while it's sitting in Aquarius, which Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius, and it is the planet of revolutionary change, with radical change and disruption. So again, we're getting that kick even with Uranus in play, right? So clearly Lilith is a catalyst of the disruptive, chaotic destruction to bring the deep-seated emotions of the shadows of death through revolutionary change that reveals the truth and gives birth to empowered liberation of true, pure enlightenment. Ta-da! If we so choose to allow that energy to work through us, to allow the process, and to allow ourselves to process these emotions. So she is the catalyst of all of this disruptive energy. She's the queen of shadows. She's like, boom, shadow over here, boom, shadow over there. Disruption. Sekmet is like, pow, destruction. I'm hearing all these D words. Disruption, destruction. Kalima is like, off with his head, you know, get rid. It's humbleizing us. Whatever is happening is bringing you to a humility if you will allow it to say, okay, ego, sit down. We don't want to fight this anymore. There's nothing to fight, only for us to bear witness to. We're not here to fight evil. We're here to know evil. So it's bringing us to know the difference, which means rising your wisdom, enlightenment, right? So that's the Black Moon Lilith aspect. The third component is that this retrograde is the element of water, right? So the third, not the retrograde is, but in this retrograde month is the element of water and how it interacts with the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra element is also water. So being that Scorpio is a water sign, and water represents the flow of emotions as energy in motion, it takes us into the deep waters of our emotions, because Scorpio goes deep. So it's water element, deep waters. Waters represent emotions, so deep emotions. It's really taking us that deep, and it's taking us in the deep emotions and allows the floods to flush through, destroy, and cleanse our channels, to eliminate and release the blockages held, to open the flow for purified waters, purified emotions. So we need this cleansing. Hence why we're seeing a lot of floods and things like that in the earth, in our minds. And being that the sacral is our emotional body and also the element of water, we're being guided to engage in our feelings and allowing them to indicate what lies beneath the shadows in the subconscious mind in order to adhere to the instructions of what is being revealed as it is risen to our third eye. And to trust and follow our intuition, liberating us into a true, healed, higher state as it opens our heart into expanded consciousness. Now, I know I said a lot right there. That explains the threefold, or the trinity, if you will, of the workings between the sacral to the third eye to the heart. The feelings that brings you the revelation, that brings you to the healing. And that's pretty much what that was saying. It's all in the subconscious mind. It's allowing us to adhere to all the instructions, that's being revealed always in the third eye in order for us to trust that intuition and to have a true healed higher state as it appears in the heart. So allowing all those feelings to bring us to, true revelation and to allow that higher state, which brings us into the expanded, into that expanded consciousness, the expanded heart, the heart's expansion. So that's that threefold there. This sacral heart interaction is inviting us into allowing our feelings. It's inviting us to explore those true feelings. And in engagement, also engage with the retrogrades to course correct misappropriated feelings. The heart, that's that right there, is saying, hey, correct this, correct that, into true perspectives that opens the flow of emotions into that heart expansion, which is ultimately what our cosmic messenger, aka 3-Eye Atlas, is guiding us through into the north node of Pisces, which is heart expansion, ultimately, right? Especially as we are in the heart chakra right now. So particularly being that we're in this heart chakra season, is carrying us through. This is the cosmic messenger. This is all happening while we're in that window, while we're in the path of the cosmic messenger passing through within our ecliptic, path, which is really highlighting what's been happening within the 6 months from September to March, from Virgo right back to, from the south node Virgo to the north node Pisces. So it's highlighting that along with so many other things. And this is a very, very pivotal month. After September, when I do the count up or count down 1, 2, 3, this is the 2. October, November, December, or we may look at it as Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, if you're looking at the cosmic months, right? And so the Scorpio month is really amplifying and intensifying what is happening through these retrogrades. So retrograde month is really, really giving it to us, right? And now to add, the water sign got so much going on. To add to this third component of the water element, there's a grand water trine during the entire month, right? Both the Scorpio month and the November month, as it is layered, because it's kind of layered. The Scorpio month starts before the November. This grand water trine, which consists of Jupiter in Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Lilith in Scorpio, and Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, is opening the floodgates within our minds, our bodies, the body of the earth. It's opening all of that up, and the rivers and oceans are flowing and cleansing through the earth and our minds to remove blocked or stuck feelings and purify true emotions. So there's going to be a lot of flooding, as we see it is, in many ways, as it has been, and it will continue, particularly during the grand water trine. This is all an emotional flush. We're having an emotional flush. right? All this is through the water sign. So look at this, look into the grand trine. It's still going to be there through, because it's the outer planets, pretty much up and through December, when the sun, the moon, and Lilith moves out of the trine. All right, so all of these are components that are working symbiotically, if you will, with the retrograde during this deep pocket month. Deep pockets, right? There are 6 planets in retrograde, as I mentioned right now: Neptune, Uranus, Chiron, Jupiter, Mercury, all of those. And all 6 will be in retrograde until the end of November, till the end of this month, the November month. While we would have entered, those on the 5D calendar, you'll see that we would have entered the first decan of the Sagittarius month by the time all of this is ending. And all of that will be echoing the eliminations and the destructions with the Scorpio new moon cycle. So although the Scorpio month is coming to a close just probably in a few days as we enter into the Sagittarius month, the new moon, which is tomorrow, the new moon is going to be a new cycle. It's entering the new cycle, and that new moon cycle is going to be echoing Scorpio, being that it is a new moon in Scorpio. So you still have a chance, if you're just now becoming aware of this and it's like, oh man, the month is over and I didn't catch, what I was supposed to do. There's time. It's being echoed as we go through this new moon cycle. And remember, a cycle lasts for about 30 days. So it's going to kind of echo itself that way. And we have till the end of the November month to take full advantage of, the retrogrades that are still there, because I believe 2 of them are going to come out at the end of the month. But there'll still be some more retrogrades. So we'll be able to take full advantage. These retrogrades, all of these retrogrades, are in an ideal space and an ideal time to highlight and magnify the deep soul searching feelings, right? To indicate where we need to relook or respect and face our mistakes or missteps, however you choose to look at that, right? To give us all the opportunity to correct. So it's giving us, again, that opportunity to correct. Keep that in the forefront of your mind. Keep that as a perspective that no matter what comes up against you, this is for my better good. This is for course correction. This is what I need, and I need to face my missteps, right? And in reverse, the Scorpio month is an ideal house of principalities to amplify the retrograde's opportunity to recourse. So it's helping us to say, hey, let's recourse. Scorpio's energy is amplifying the retrogrades, giving us the opportunity to do it over, to recourse over. And the retrogrades are, just to reiterate that, are amplifying, it's magnifying that deep soul searching. It's helping us, because as it's telling us and guiding us to go back and look at it, and it's the house of Scorpio is saying, hey, look, you got everything right there. The environment is right for you to go really deep. Everything that's happening around us right now is inviting us into that deep soul diving search. And in the part 2, I'll go over what these retrograde planets are saying to us particularly, because it speaks to all of us particularly. And this helps better if you know your chart. Get engaged in your natal chart so you can know how these particular retrogrades are working with you. And in the other video, we'll look at how far they go back and what it may be showing you, so you can kind of pinpoint where you want to look, and utilize the opportune time of the shadow working, the black moon Lilith, as she helps to bring up these shadows, the destruction and all of that we want to get rid of. Face the things that are coming up so that we can become enlightened. That's all the retrograde is saying. It's like, hey, look back at it. Look over here. And work through your sacral. If you the chakra to work through particularly is with the sacral, which, by the way, we have a sacral chakra 3-day sacral chakra workshop that will be coming up after my detox. So not this weekend, the following weekend. You can look out for that. We'll see what day to put it to, because I'm realizing that's also everybody's holiday. I don't do the holidays, but I know that many do. So I may have to redirect that 3-day workshop. But it's really going to be able, and it's really going to be able to help you go deep into the feelings, because the sacral is that emotional body. So it's all coming together, this beautiful retrograde Scorpio, Sekmet, Black Moon, Lilith type of month. Deep emotions and recoursing. Allow yourself to be immersed in the energy so you can be rebirthed with true revelation and be empowered with the true you, the true identity of who you are here to be, and the maturation of your spirituality. So with that said, each one reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start, start at your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out, and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.